Learning to sell your coaching is one of the most powerful things that you will learn to do as a coach. When we get behind closed doors and we get to coach people, there's a lot of magic that happens there. But I don't want you to deny the magic of sales because when you know how to sell and you know how to sell well in a way that feels in integrity and aligned for you, then you are unstoppable in business. Everything else you can learn after you learn to sell. But for now, let's make sure that you, as a life coach, knows how to sell your coaching so that you can help more people. I am Caryn Gillen. We're going to get you to the sales goodness here next, but I just wanted to say hi before we did and say welcome to the Coach Business Podcast. If you've got a friend who needs this info, don't forget to forward this along to them. All right, let's get to the show. Today, I want to share with you the 7-part list of everything I believe and know and trust about how to sell like a human, and the 7 things that get in the way of selling like a human. Okay, so we're just going to dive right in. I want this to be as short as possible so you can get what you need and get on out along with your day. So, first of all, what does it mean to sell like a human? To me, this means because I am a human selling to another human, that we need to make the process humane, right? I think at the core of what we're doing as coaches is humanitarian work. We are working with human beings on improving everything. So what I really mean is when you show up to sell like a human, you show up with the person in the room and you are in reality with them, with their whole life, with all of the identities that they hold, with their life's situations, whatever's up for them. And you're holding space for all of that reality on a call. We're not blindly selling as if everyone has the same amount of money or the same lived experience or the same home life or the same anything. We all have had different lives that have brought us to right where we are today. And we come to help and coaching for different reasons. When you go to a sales call with someone, a consultation call, hold space for that for them. Let them bring it all. It is a deeply vulnerable act to show up, to be sold to. So one of the greatest ways you can respect that is hold the space. All right. Okay. So number 1, what it means to me to sell like a human is that, and these are the things that I can trust and hold on to. And I think having these things set and knowing these things are what give me the ability to love sales, to trust myself selling, and to sell from a pretty detached place and from a lot of love, which sounds opposite, but it's actually very connected. So number 1 is I will only offer them my thing if I know that it will help them, if I know that they're a great fit for it. So the whole call, I am not thinking about selling my thing. I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about them. Okay, does this person, is this what they need right now? And I'm literally almost holding them back from it and until I can ask enough questions about like, okay, but why do you want it? And but what do you want that for? And is this the right thing for you? And like, what does this really look like in your life if you get this outcome? Is that the outcome that you want? Like, do you really want that thing? It's a little bit of like, you're not being a bouncer, but what you're doing is you're being an investigator. So selling is about curiosity, right? I want to know a lot about you. And I want to know that if you come in here and do this, it's going to work for you. So by being discerning for them on the front end, then your outcomes of your programs are better. The people who come to work with you get better results because you're not just letting anybody in there. It has to be the right person, right? So trust that you will not let anyone in who's not a great fit. And it will increase your satisfaction with the work you're doing as you're the coach. It will increase your all of the things that clients get out of the work with you. You'll get better testimonials, all of that. All of that will be true. Number 2, I'm looking out for them. I'm looking for their commitment. I'm looking for their readiness to do the work. I'm looking for, is now the right time? right? Like some people might come in and they're the perfect person, but you can tell like they're 7 months pregnant, or they have a major family wedding coming up in a few weeks, or they have like, what are all the different life things that can come about that make it so that like, I know you're not going to be able to focus, or maybe you're not going to want to, like, I know you want to do this right now, but is this actually the right time? So really be looking out for them and for the right timing and the right fit. You can help people figure out if now is the time. And in fact, I think it's our job to do so. And for me, that's just another way I help people get into the right thing at the right time, right? Okay, number 3, I'm over there with them. I'm not with me. I'm not with my goals. I'm not with my numbers or my plan or my anything. I'm able to show up to a sales call, a consultation call. This is what you want to do. Put yourself away in terms of like, oh, I've got a sales goal of selling to 2 clients this month. That doesn't matter on the consultation call. That's about you. It's not about them. And a consultation call is all about them. So put that all away and show up with them. And just notice throughout the call, am I thinking about myself? Am I thinking about my own goals? Am I thinking about my pricing? Am I thinking about my offer? Am I thinking about anything that takes that energy that needs to be over here and it has it over here? Because people can feel it. That's a disconnect, right? If we're holding space for someone to make this big, beautiful decision, our energy needs to be over there with them. Give them that gift. Number 4 is that I trust them. This one's really important. I trust my clients and I trust the adults that I show up to a consultation call with. They're here. They showed up. They're running their beautiful lives. I trust them, right? Like I'm going to trust them to make the right decision for themselves. It's not my job to do anything other than trust them. I'm going to help them. I'm going to be like, is there anything you need around this? Like, yes, but ultimately I trust these people. And if you can't trust the person you're selling to, then that would translate into not trusting your clients. And that is a weird thing. So going in with trust, I highly recommend. The other person I want you to trust on your consultation call so that you can love selling and sell like a human is yourself. You got to trust yourself. So just like I'm laying out these 7 things that I have to have for me, I think it would be really helpful for you to lay out, what do you need to have in place for you so that you can sell like a human? What's going to really help you show up from power, from strength, from love, from trust? So you can hop on a call with anybody and be present and hold that space and trust yourself, because you can absolutely do this and you have to. You want to be in business? You got to make some sales, right? Number 6 is I'm not in charge of their wallet. It's not my business how much money they have, how much money they make, how much money they have in their trust fund, how much debt they have on their credit card. None of that's my business. That's their business. So if you notice that you're starting to make up stories like, they can't afford it, or they can afford it, or maybe I should charge more because it sounds like they have a lot of money, any of those kinds of thoughts, not appropriate for the sales call. You have your price. You trust yourself. You trust that potential client. And so you make your offer, the offer that you sell, that you decide is a great fit for them, only if and when it is, and you know. And then you let them take care of their own wallet. It's not our job. Okay. The last thing, and this is sort of like my bonus, number 7, is I want you to watch your love o-meter, for lack of a better word. You need to like your clients. I don't agree with the people who say it doesn't matter. I think it matters. If you're working, like if you're selling informational products, no, it doesn't matter, because someone's going to buy that, listen to it in their car, and you're never going to know them. But if you're selling one-on-one coaching, you're entering into a pretty intimate relationship with someone. It's a good idea if you like them, right? So just notice, like, is this my kind of person? Like, does it seem like we're a good fit to work together just from that personality and values arena? I think it matters. I think we do better work when we like the people we're around. Right? Okay. Okay. So those are my top 7 like things to know and believe and trust in if you want to sell like a human. And next up, I want to give you the 7 the 7 things that get in the way of selling like a human. So the number one thing that will just tank a sales call or a sales connection of any kind is if you're thinking about yourself. If you are thinking about yourself, then you've stolen the spotlight. The energy is on you. Your space holding is holding space for yourself and not them. All the energy is back over here and it needs to be over there. So, whatever you're doing, whether you're thinking, this can happen in a lot of ways. People could be thinking, like, oh no, I'm going to offer the wrong thing, or like, oh, I didn't close my last sale, or what am I going to cook for dinner, or I have to pick up the kids. I hope this call ends soon. Pro tip, give yourself lots of space around these calls. You do not want to be rushed. You want to book enough time, book your calls for 45 minutes. You want to pretty much end on time, but give yourself some space just in case. Okay. And don't think about yourself. Do whatever you need to do to prep for your call to not be thinking about yourself. There's some more tips in these 7 that will help with that. Number 2, when you get on the phone or the Zoom or the video call, do not, in your own mind or on your paper or out loud, especially out loud, probably, negotiate your prices or your offer. It is okay to realize on a call, like, I don't think that the way I have my typical program set up is right for them. I need to offer something different. That's fine. That's great. I love being agile and making things work, right? But in those cases, at the end, say, hey, look, it seems like we are a really good fit to work together, and I would love to help you do that thing. I'm going to get you a proposal, and a proposal can just be an email that states what you're going to give them. But just say, I'm going to get that to you in 2 hours or by the end of the day or by tomorrow, whatever. Give them some time that's reasonable for you. Say, I'm going to shoot you an email by tomorrow at noon, and it's just going to outline the offer. I have to put a few things together because I'm going to go about this a little bit differently. But you can customize things. Like, it feels good to the person on the other end if like they're like, I'm special. I'm like, they're going to customize an offer for me. That feels great. So go for it. But what you never want to do is take yourself so out of the energy of holding space for them that you're doing math in your head. You're like, okay, well, if I only did 6 weeks, then I could like charge $247 and then this would happen. And then because the whole time you're doing all that math and all of that figuring out and you're getting kind of stressed out about it and reaching for your calculator, like, you're losing them. So stick with them. Give yourself the grace of like, I can send you an offer tomorrow. And while we're on the topic, you could be someone who never makes an offer on the call and always follows up with an email. That could be you too. I like to offer on the phone. You do it your way. So yeah, I think that's all I have around that one. It's just like, whatever you need to do to give yourself the space to hold the space, take it. And I find that knowing that ahead of time really helps me to be present on the call. And I know this has helped a lot of clients that I've worked with to just know that you have a rule. You never negotiate your pricing or your offer live. You always sleep on it, or you always come back the next day, whatever it is. The other thing that I want to let you off the hook with, and this is number 3, because I think when people don't like sales, it's because they don't know about this one. You do not ever have to do anything to convince anyone to buy anything, ever. Please. When people don't like sales, what they're saying is, I hate convincing people to do stuff they don't want to do. I'm like, me too. No, I don't want to do. I don't like convincing people of anything. It's not energy that feels good for me or for them. So if there's any convincing energy in your sales process whatsoever, you can throw it away. It's not working anyway, so why keep it? So you think through, okay, I know that I say that because I'm trying to convince people that it's valuable enough. Like, find another way to be with the people, to stick with them so that they understand the value and that they really want to go for the thing. I want to help people want what I have. I do not want to convince them that they need it. Because I also have a belief that my clients don't need to work with me. They choose to. They want to. They want to partner in that way. They want someone in it with them because they're these cool, skilled, capable, smart, powerful humans who do great work in the world. And they know that everything's more fun when we do it together, when we have coaching, when like it's not just one brain working on everything all the time. And you can borrow any of those thoughts that you want. Number 4, do not ignore the red flags. You want to sell like a human? If you're getting that feeling like something's not quite right, don't ignore that. You get to have that. I don't care if it looks like they're a person who's going to come in and pay in full. That doesn't matter if you're getting that feeling like, I don't think this is the right fit. Listen to your knowing. Let it in. It's one of your most powerful business tools. All right. So if someone's putting up some real objections, like we talked about before, maybe they're about to have a baby and it's not good timing, or I don't know, anything. Like, could be anything, you guys. But you just get the sense that, like, yeah, it doesn't seem like this is the right time for you. Then trust that. There's a reason we're not supposed to close 100% of our sales calls, because 100% of people aren't generally a great fit, or it's not the right time for them. That's perfect. Get to 80% close rate. That's fun, right? But that still leaves you room to be like, I'm not feeling it for you today. I've even sent people away with homework. Like, you know what? Like, I really want you to go do X, Y, and Z. And when you're done, come back. Email me in the meantime. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what's going on. And then when all that's done, let's have another call and let's see how that goes. It's really you putting some barriers in between them and the work if you can tell something's not quite right. And that's okay to do. This is your business. You only let in the people you want to let in. It's by invitation only. And you're in charge, nobody else. Number 5, and this is a little bit of a truth talking moment here. If you don't have enough money to cover your life right now, and that is stressing you out and it's making you feel needy or graspy about getting clients in a way that it's really impacting your sales calls and it's impacting your marketing and everything, it's harder to sell like a human in that case. For some people, it ignites you and you're like, let's go get it. And you just go into this amazing, like, powerful sales force mode. But for others of us, this is me, if I have that neediness, it tanks my sales. So I just want to give you permission right now, because I know there's this rumor out there that if you go all in, that means you go all in on your business, you don't do anything else. But it's not true. It's just a rumor. I had a business for 8 years before I went all in. And it was great because it really meant a lot to me to be able to get my business up to a fairly substantial amount of revenue before I left my job. That was valuable to me. If that's valuable to you, go get a side gig. It's okay. You can do it. I want you to feel calm in your nervous system so you can sell well. The next one, number 6, is it can feel like you're not selling like a human if you're clinging so tightly to your script or your sales process that it's not possible to branch out of it at all. Because what we know about humans is, like, we're unpredictable. We don't know what people are going to do. We don't know what's going to come up. We just don't know, right? If your process is so rigid that you can't bust out of it at all, that's not going to feel very humane to the person on the other side. They're going to feel like they're getting run through a process, not running through it. They're being run through something. And that doesn't actually feel good. So there are ways to use a format and kind of hit certain points without having to use a script that we're not aware of how we can do it without it. So in the beginning, it's part of your learning is to use a script and to understand what are the phases of a sales call. And I'm just going to give them to you right now so you know. You want to get there and you want to thank them for coming because it's a big deal for them to be there. You don't want to do a whole bunch of small talk because that's just weird. You're not friends. They came to this as a business chat, right? And you want to spend the next, 15 minutes getting very, very clear about their problem. So it's welcome and thank you, get clear on their problem. Then it's you shift over, getting clear on their solution. It's another 15 minutes. What do they really want? What's going on? Why would that be great? What would be different about your life if you had that thing on a Tuesday night at family dinner? Ask them enough questions in each of those camps that you really get it. Like you get what it's like at a very deep level for them to be a human being. And then from there, that's about the offer. And either you've gotten so curious with them that the person is willing, like they're just like, can you just tell me how we can work together? Or like, what is it? Like, what do you sell? They might go that road. Or you can say something like, all right, I mean, it seems like we're a great fit to work together. Do you want to hear about my program? Like you earn the right to share about what you have once you know them and not before. Okay, so then you share about your offer. Then it's question time. You can even say at the beginning of the call, like, I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of questions. And at the end of the call, there'll be time for you to ask questions so that they know, okay, this person is in charge and I'm going to have time to learn what I want to learn. So then at question time, they get to ask whatever they want. They can ask about whatever. And you can ask them things. You can be like, you never mentioned family. Do you have kids? Like you can get to know each other at that point. Okay. At the end of the call, if they're not already a heck yes, if they're not asking questions about logistics, they might not know yet if they want to do it. And that's okay. People sometimes need to sleep on things. It's beautiful. But what you want to do for you is tell them when you're going to follow up. Don't say, okay, bye. Let me know, because then you're going to be off the phone uncomfortable because you're like, should I reach out on Wednesday? Is that too soon? It's like the old dating game. You don't want to play that game anymore. So you say, when do you think I'll hear back from you by? And they'll tell you something. Some people might say like 3 weeks. That's way too long. Be like, well, actually, like, I'm going to reach out to you on the end of the week. So I'll send you an email Friday afternoon if I haven't heard from you. And they'll be like, okay. Or if they say, heck no, I'll reach out to you. That's fine. But tell them what you want to do so that you get that like nice, energetic closed loop for yourself. It's helpful. Okay. So number 7 is it's hard to sell like a human if you don't allow for your own humanity. So you get to be a human being. You are not a sales robot machine. You are not like just going through motions, right? You're a human being. You have a life. You have people you love, people who love you. You have a lot of life going on. It's okay. And you also have a style and you have a presence and you have your way. And we all have our own sales style. Mine is pretty leaned back. I used to, before Zoom, since I've been around a while, I used to do it on the phone and I'd sell from back here. I would always be leaned back on the phone because I didn't want any of this energy on the sales call. I wanted them to be able to feel like, oh, I'm like leaned back in my chair right now because I'm okay with whatever you decide. That's my style. I love feeling that, right? Like, and it's because it's true. If you're someone who's super high energy, like you're going to have that in your style. And that's okay. Like, don't try to be me, try to be you, try to be the best version of you. Try to connect with them in the best way that you know how, like how you would want to connect with anybody. All right. So that's the deal for today. I gave you an extra mini training in there on how to run a sales call at its base form. So that's fun. And I'm curious what you think about this and how these land for you. So go ahead and find me on social media if you want. Send me a DM, reply to any of the emails. I'm here to listen to those. and I'll get back to you with any questions you have. But the one thing I want you to remember is that because you are a human, you are able to sell like one. So don't forget that. Don't forget that you can do this just because you're a human, because you know how to connect, because you know your work, and all you have to do is get to know the other human on the phone, on the Zoom, on the walk, at the coffee, whatever it is. There is nothing that I love more than sales. That's not true. There are some things, but I think sales are really fun. And I hope that you had that same experience today of feeling like, oh, this is something I can do. This is something I can figure out. This is something that I can do so that I can help more people. Thank you for being here to be a part of How to Sell Like a Human. I appreciate you. I just want to remind you to go ahead and subscribe to the show so that you get the next episode. We are always talking about coaching and business and coaching business here on the Coach Business Podcast, and I'd love for you to stick around. If you've got a friend who could really use this episode, go ahead and forward it to them. Thanks so much and have a great rest of your day.